Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. This is the second meeting with me in English subject. Last meeting, we talked about introduction because the time is over at the first video. Today, we are going to review at the first time before going to the next activity that we are going to do. Still with the same material, we still talk about introduction. At the first meeting, we talk about how to introduce ourselves and how to express the item of introduction that we have to inform others. Okay, wait for a moment. I'm going to show you the first meeting of our material. We talk about introduction, the basic or base word or verb of introduction. It is a verb, the meaning is memperkenalkan, and the word of introduction itself as a noun has the meaning perkenalan. And introduction has two forms of the activities, monologue and dialogues. In the end of the activity or the end of the second activity of English subject, still with the introduction material, you have to record monologue of introduction and dialogues by the same material introduction. For the dialogue, you may combine with your friends of class 10 through online. If your friend's house is far from your house, but if your friend's house is closer to your house, it is better for you to have a meeting and make the dialogues. Yeah. Okay. But if it is so hard for you because of the pandemic condition, so it is better for you to make the conversation through online. Okay. And you have to collect it through the Google Classroom. Okay. Next slide that we had talked it about is about part of introduction. There is the name, address, hobby, age, favorite foods or drinks, parents' occupations, ideas or dreams, and family's member. If you still have, at the time I said, if you still have the part of introduction that you are going to write it down, so you may add it in the part of introduction. But if not, it is enough for you. This part of introduction is enough for you. Okay. And the last material that we talk at the first meeting is about the tenses that should be used. Of course, when you are going to talk to make dialogue or monologue, you have to be support. You must be supported by the tenses. For example, there is simple present or present tense, the using of subjective pronoun, and the using of objective pronouns. And for the second meeting that we are going to do later, you will get the quiz like at the first meeting, at the first minute, you get the quiz or the question from me. You have to answer the quiz and answer it through Google Classroom. But now at the second activity or the second meeting in English subject, you are going to answer the question at the end of this activity. Yeah, at the end of this activity, you are going to get the question, and as fast as possible, you have to answer through Google Classroom. And one more, you have to remind that you will get much more points if you are faster to answer and correct your answer through Google Classroom. Yeah. Okay, let's continue to the second meeting. Today, we are going still talking about introduction. Okay, let's see here at the next slide. We still talk about tenses that should be used. It is part 2, part 1. Last meeting or last week we had talked about tenses that should be used, part 1, and this is part 2, still related with the tenses. At that time, we talk about last meeting. We talk about subjective pronoun and objective pronoun. You can see the example of subjective pronoun. There are I, you, we, they, she, he, it. Of course, it is not needed for me to translate it for you. You have known it's about. And the next is objective pronoun. Even though the meaning of objective pronoun are same, the meaning, yeah, the meaning between subjective pronoun and objective pronoun are same, but the position of objective pronoun and subjective pronoun is different, even though the meaning is same. Yeah, the meaning of subjective pronoun and objective pronoun are same meaning, but the position of them are different. You can see you can read the examples, the material through Google site. It will much more understand if you read it. This is only the guide for you to read the material that I had made and put it in the Google site. Yeah, later after watching this video, you have to go to Google site and read it carefully in order to make you are easy to answer the question that you are going to see later. Okay. Okay, this is the senses should be used. Part 2, there is possessive adjective. Yeah, possessive adjective. Possessive has the meaning is kepemilikan. Yeah, possessive has the meaning kepemilikan. That is my, your, his, her, their, our, and its. Yeah, my it's mean milik saya atau punya saya. Your punya kamu or milik kamu. His punya dia laki-laki or milik dia laki-laki. Her punya dia perempuan or milik dia perempuan. Their milik mereka or punya mereka. Our milik kami or punya kami. And it's relate to the object. For example, I have a fan. I have a fan. It belonged to my friends a few days ago, but my friends gave it to me. So it is. It means it is the pen. Yeah. It's so it's. It means so it is the pen. Okay. Next, for possessive pronoun. for possessive pronoun, you do not need to use the object that you are going to express. For example, this is my headset. This is for using possessive adjective. But when you are going to use the possessive pronoun, for example, we are going to use mine, so you do not need to mention the object. Like before, this is my headset. But if you want to use the word mine, you do not need to mention headset. For example, this is mine. So you do not use to mention the object. Yeah, just show it. Just show the object to your friend to make it clear that the headset is yours. Yeah. Okay, this is the difference between possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Okay, mine milikku, yours milik kamu, his milik dia laki-laki, hers milik dia perempuan, theirs milik mereka, and ours milik kami. One more, the differences between possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Possessive adjective, you must mention the object, but for possessive pronoun, you do not need to mention the object. Okay, next. Okay, this is the last material related to the interactions, how a way of finding mind idea. For the students of junior high school, especially for class 9, of course, you were the students that have been focused about this material because you were going to face the national examination at that time. But it is in senior high school material. You have to learn it again. You have to study it again. You have to much more understand about mind idea. Okay, so mind idea, you can find it in two places on the text. At the first sentence of the first paragraph. But the kind of the text that you can find the mind idea at the first sentence of the first paragraph when the kind of the text is factual text. For example, recount text, that is factual text. Real text, report, descriptive, analytical expositions, announcements text, that are part of the real text. But you can find the mind idea at the last of paragraph, at the first sentence of the last of paragraph, when the kind of the text is narrative. So if the text that you are reading narrative text, so the main idea of the narrative text at the last paragraph, especially in the first sentence. Yeah, so that is the last material that we are learning today. Don't forget, you have to make or you have to record monologue and dialogue and send it to Google Classroom to make me know how far is your skill in speaking related to introduction material. That's all. Thank you. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.